Good morning, students. Let's start the class. So we will be discussing the topics from 8th of March to 14th of March and all the important topics for examination. So the first topic is loss and damage fund. What is happening? So see, this topic is very, very important because this is related to climate change. This is related to climate change. What is climate change? First of all, we have to understand that thing. What is climate change? By the word itself, we know, Ashwant, climate change is, simple meaning is, the climate is changing. What is climate now? We should know the definition of climate also. So we can do what? We can separate the words and then one word definition we can see. So what is climate? First, we have to know this thing and how it is different from weather. Are weather and climate same? This is also a question, right? Weather and climate, are they same? No. But what is the difference? So weather is like a short period of, uh, weather is, for a short period of time, the analysis that we do of the temperature and everything related to air, that is called weather. And climate is a long period of time of analysis of the weather. Climate is like, this is the analysis, this is the measurement of the weather conditions for a longer period of time. It can be 10-year calculation of the weather also, 100 years also, or million years also. So it makes climate. So how do we know that a certain area has a certain type of climate, right? So because of the calculations depending on the weather condition of a particular region for a longer period of time. So this is climate and this is weather. Climate change is what? That the thing, the conditions of a certain area, if it used to be a polar, if it is a polar region, the conditions will be very cold. It will be freezing kind of climate, right? But it is changing. Ice is melting, right? So what is happening? Climate is changing. So this is climate change. And what are the reasons for climate change? So reasons are global warming. Climate change is directly related to global warming because globe is warming and it is impacting everywhere, every temperature, every weather of the earth. So it is impacting every region. And this is why weather is changing, sir. Climate is also changing and it is impacting every event on this earth, right? So we saw that because of climate change, there are cyclones that are there in different areas, right? So cyclones are also changing its nature. So it is happening because of climate change. So we have to do what? We have to take action so that the impacts can be reduced. We cannot prevent climate change. We cannot prevent it, but we can stop it. Like slowly we can at least control it, right? So this thing is also for that, for controlling the climate change impact, as much as possible. Loss and damage fund. So what is loss and damage? Loss and damage, both terms are negative. Loss, we have lost it, and damaging, matlab it is damaging, right? So it is neither preventable, not we cannot stop, neither preventable, not we can't stop it also. So it is related to climate change. First, we have to understand this thing. Now, what is the news? US withdraws from loss and damage fund to compensate developing countries due to climate change. So this fund was made to help developing countries. Developing countries are what? Which are in the stage of development and which are not same like developed nations, right? So they're still developing, they're still going for the growth. And then this damage fund, L&D fund, was for the developing countries to help them in reversing the climate change. Okay, so now we will look at the important points that we should know about this topic. So first news is that US has withdrawn. This becomes important. And what was LDF? LDF was, then why? See, LDF was set up to help developing countries for climate change related damage caused by industrialized nation. This fund was made so that industrialized nation. So developing countries, according to developing countries, industrialized nation or developed nations are responsible for this climate change. Why? Why do you think they think like this? Yeah, carbon emission, right? So because they have attained the development process, they are already developed, they already emitted the carbon dioxide that they wanted to emit for growth, right? So they already did their work, and now the repercussions developing countries are facing, right? Because there are so many things that are happening, steps that we are taking for preventing climate change, for stopping the climate change, right? Reducing its impact. But this is impacting developing nation. They do not have their proper infrastructure, so they will be dependent on fossil fuel, right? Fossil fuel means carbon emission, yes or no? So they do not have, first of all, finances, they do not have the infrastructure, so they depend on developed nations contribution to develop all these things, to build a proper system so that the carbon emission can be reduced. Otherwise they will have no other option than to use fossil fuels, yes or no? So this fund was to help them, right, by industrialized nation, that they will be contributing towards this fund, and this fund will be used by developing nations to create infrastructure, to be less dependent on the fossil fuels, right? Next is, this fund is what? So loss and damage. So this definition is also very important. We should know that what is the definition of loss and damage. This refers to the adverse effect of climate change that cannot be prevented or adapted to. So this is that the damage cannot be prevented or neither can be adapted. It has already been done. Loss and damage. We have already lost the resources. We have deteriorated the condition of the area, right? Or the earth. Now, what are these adverse effects? So, loss and damage is what? Adverse effect of climate change. Now, what are these adverse effects? So, these are the effects of climate change. What is happening? Desertification. Heat waves are increasing. Even the increase in heat wave is so much that we want to declare it as what? India, there is a debate. The last year, there was a heat wave, like for a very extreme condition of heat wave was there. So we wanted to declare it as disaster, right? The condition has reached to this level that heat wave should be declared as a disaster. And next is what? Acidification of ocean, wildfire. These are all the effect of what? Climate change. So this is loss and damage definition. Now, what is the purpose of establishing or creating this fund? So first of all, its origination. It was created at Conference of Parties 27. This is the meeting conference where it was created, and the year is 2022. Now, what is this? UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. This is very important. This body was established in 1992, Earth Summit. Okay, Earth Summit for conservation of the planet, right? And conference was held in Egypt. This conference, 2022, right? So this is the thing related to the establishment and purpose. One second. So this is the thing. And next is provides financial aid. So this fund, this is a fund. So what it does is, the purpose is to provide financial aid to whom? The developing countries, the vulnerable nations suffering from climate related economic and non-economic losses. Okay. Next is small island nation developing countries pushed for this fund. So the countries who are at the disadvantage, right, who do not have the resources, but developed nations are crying for what? Now developed nations are voicing for less carbon emission, but this is not affordable for developing countries, right? This is injustice, complete injustice for developing countries. So they were asking for this thing, arguing that they suffer the consequences of emission. Yes or no? They suffer, and the developed nation already achieved the development, and now they are taking all these action which is impacting the growth of whom? Yeah, developing nation. They will not be able to grow, right? Okay. Next is small island nation and developing countries pushed for this fund. Okay. Funding and governance. So the pledged amount is how much? 750 million, and US contribution is 17.5 million. A good contribution of United States of America. And then governance is managed by governing body. Trustee, interim trustee is World Bank. Now, Paris Agreement and climate goal. See, whenever we talk about climate change, so related to climate change, there are must know things, right? There are some must know things which you should know, right? First is Paris Agreement is very, very important. Second, UNFCCC. This body is very important, right? What is the work of this body? So what is Paris Agreement? It is a global climate treaty only, adopted in 2015 under the UNFCCC. Okay, so this Paris Agreement was also adopted for climate change. And next is signed by nearly every country. So this is a binding agreement, binding treaty, and it was signed by every country for what? For climate change and its consequences. Okay, for climate change and its consequences. So Paris Agreement is also related to climate change. Now, objectives of the Paris Agreement. What will be the objective? To reduce the global temperature rise, right? To reduce global temperature rise. First risk, come on. Yeah, you either, both of you. Chalo. Limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius. And 1.5 degree is the preferable temperature. Jokius, come here. He wants me to take his name in the live session. Eh? It will permanently save Jokius. You can tell directly. Why are you doing this thing? Okay. So we have to limit the global warming below 2 degrees Celsius. We have to keep the temperature rise below 2 degrees Celsius, and because of this thing we have to take necessary actions. And preferable temperature is, it should be below 1.5 degrees Celsius. This number is very important, okay? Compared to pre-industrial levels. Reduce greenhouse gas and nationally determined contributions which are updated every 5 years. See, so there are so many things, there are so many important things related to this slide that NDC, this is a part of Paris Agreement, right? So question was asked that nationally determined contributions are related to which of the agreement. So you should know that if there is specific clause, if there is a specific term that is used, like there is National Education Policy 2020. So there is one formula that is used in that policy. What is that formula? Huh? Abhishek? Formula का नाम क्या है? नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020. इतनी खराब मेमोरी तो नहीं होनी चाहिए. मैंने फॉर्मूला भी बोल दिया. 3 language formula, right? There is this term used now. ये word use होता है. This word is used. 3 language formula is used. So you should know that this name, when this is mentioned, it is part of which of the policy. This kind of question is coming. Okay. So NDC is related to Paris Agreement, and every nation has to make a target of doing what? Reducing the greenhouse gas, and it is updated every 5 years. This target, okay, we have to report. Support climate finance also. This is the objective of Paris Agreement. Now we saw that the global temperature rise should be below 2 degrees Celsius, but we prefer 1.5 degree Celsius. 1.5 degrees Celsius we prefer. Why 1.5, right? So the answer is exceeding 1.5 would increase risk for vulnerable regions. Coastal cities will be submerging if we increase the global temperature above 1.5. So there will be massive damage. Ecosystem will be collapsing. Breaching the limit could cause irreversible damage. That is why we're trying to keep it below 1.5 degree Celsius. Very, very important part. So the topic is Why United States has decided to opt out of the loss and damage fund. So loss and damage fund is related to what? Climate change. Okay? What is the definition of loss and damage? Ashwant? Loss and damage means, this definition you have to know, adverse effects of climate change which cannot be prevented or adapted. Even if we adapt anything, any measure that we can, that damage that has been done, it cannot be reversed. Okay, it is irreversible. Okay, so this is the definition of loss and damage. So there is a fund created by the organization UNFCCC, and this fund works for financing the infrastructure and supporting the developing nations in reducing the global carbon emission. Okay, so this, when United States has withdrawn from loss and damage fund, what will be the impact on this climate financing? United States is contributing $17 million towards this fund. Okay, so what will be the impact? Reduced climate finance. So there will be loss of contribution, right? Loss of financing, burden on developing countries, and global climate diplomacy crisis will be there. Already nations are not contributing to this fund because this is not binding. Contribution is not binding, so it is like voluntary contribution, but already nations are not doing their part. So now United States has withdrawn. This will be having a bigger impact. Now coming to the question part. Who will answer this question? Which of these statements about the LGF are correct? It aims to compensate developed nations for their loss due to climate change. The World Bank serves as an interim trustee. The United States recently withdrew from the fund and it was established in COP28 in Dubai. Ashwant and Ajil? Answer is A, B, C or D? C. Ashwant. Why option number 2 is incorrect? Very good. And first is not correct. Why? Very good. Answer is C. So first two statements are not correct, and the country is Egypt. It was established in Egypt. Okay. Now, next question, main question is, the Loss and Damage Fund was established to support climate vulnerable nations, analyze its significance in achieving climate justice and the implication of the US withdrawal from the fund. So getting answer is very easy in these kind of questions. Even if you know one statement is wrong, you can eliminate these options, right? Two options are gone. And if you know that COP27 was the meeting time or any country you remember, then also that option can be eliminated and you can get the answer. Okay, so it becomes 50-50 kind of game. Sharavati pumped storage hydroelectric project. This is in news. Karnataka. Ecological damage, corruption allegations, mar Sharavati hydroelectric project. So whenever any project is in news, there are challenges also, there are problems associated with the project also. So this is in news that there is going to be ecological damage related to this project. Why this project is important? Largest pumped storage power generation in India. Pumped storage, remember this thing, okay? Karnataka's ambitious project has sparked debate. Environmentalists, locals warn of irreversible ecological damage. Okay, so this is important. This word you can remember, memorize it and use it anywhere. Ecological, irreversible. The damage that you will be doing, it is irreversible. Okay, location is Sharavati River, Karnataka. Now functioning. So it is a pumped storage system. Then how does it work? Water is pumped uphill during off-peak hour when the demand is not there, right? Off-peak hour, and released downhill when the demand is at the peak. Okay, so this is how this is working. And the dams are Upper Reservoir Dam are Talakalel and Gerusopa Dam. Infrastructure, 5 tunnels are there, 8 pumping stations are there, and additional aim is to what? Generate electricity is the main aim. Second is drinking water supply to Bengaluru. So there are multiple things associated with one project. Sharavati river. Now, because this river is also in news and this is the largest Sharavati hydroelectric power project, Joel, what is the significance of this project? Sharavati hydroelectric power project. Significance of this project is what? Why this is important? You missed that statement. Why this project is important? Largest? There was one word used. Be specific with the word. Largest pumped storage unit in India. If you're not saying pumped, then no use. Wrong statement. Okay. Next is location is Karnataka. Sharavati river is in Karnataka. So additional information. And course is what? Western Ghat. Mouth is Arabian Sea. These are the basic information that you can remember. Jog Falls. It forms Jog Falls, highest, one of the highest waterfalls. And India's highest waterfall is in which state? This is one of Jog Fall is one of the highest waterfalls, but highest waterfall is in which state? Himachal, Northeast, Maharashtra. This is in which state? Jog Falls. Jog Falls is in which state? Sharavati river is in which state? Karnataka. Karnataka forms Jog Falls. Okay. Oh, sorry. Sharavati river forms Jog Falls. Ah, kitni हंसी आ रही है. Okay. And highest waterfall in India. Karnataka only. Okay. It is in Karnataka only. And features rocky. Okay. This is not important. Major tributaries. You can have a look at the major tributaries. And concerns are what? So, see, impact on the Western Ghats will be there if this project is going to be constructed, because this Western Ghat is a UNESCO listed biodiversity hotspot. What is a biodiversity hotspot? Write this question. What is the meaning of biodiversity hotspot and how this tag is given? What is the criteria of tagging a place, a region as biodiversity hotspot? This information is important that you should know. Okay. Written criteria for tagging a region as biodiversity hotspot. What are the conditions that are required for terming it as biodiversity hotspot? Find this answer. This is very, very important conditions. Okay. Next is, this is the impact of this project. Deforestation will be there, habitat loss will be there, threat to Jog Falls, and altered groundwater dynamics will be there. Question time. Who will answer this question? Sharavati pumped storage hydroelectric project. Yes, guys. Kerala. Which Jokio's answer? Correct answer? B. B. 2 and 3. First is not correct. First is not correct, no? Answer is what? B. Shit. How are you so much sure? Is it based on this Kaleshwaram project? Guys, is it based on Kaleshwaram project? Modeled on the same thing? Is the third option correct? Huh? Sure. How? Because one is not correct, eh? So one, not correct. Answer is right, 2 and 3. So you can be sure about this thing. An elimination technique. Okay, the question is, main question. The proposed hydroelectric project has sparked environmental concerns. Critically examine the significance and its ecological impact. Which is greater? The significance, the outcome, or the impact? So you have to answer this question. Okay? PDF will be provided. You can write there. Dehing Patkai National Park. Rare clouded leopard captured on camera in the national park. So becomes important. Where is this national park? Another important thing. Guess, any guesses? Assam, looking like a snake. Okay. So camera trap inside this national park recorded this leopard, and this is classified. Very, very important. Clouded leopard is classified as vulnerable in the IUCN red data list. Okay. Now, location is it is in Assam and part of the Patkai landscape, Dehing Patkai landscape, foothills of the Patkai hill range, and banks of Dehing river. So these information related to the national park is important. And this area is also called Amazon of the East. Why? Because of the dense forest. Good morning, online students. How are you all? Largest stretch of tropical lowland rainforest in India. This is the basic information related to this national park, when it was declared a wildlife sanctuary and when it was upgraded as a national park. Now, climate, tropical climate, flora and fauna, deciduous rainforest, semi-evergreen forest. Species are also mentioned. You can have a look at the species, because sometimes they ask that what are the plant species or the fauna that are found in the national park. So I have given the information. Himalayan black bear is there, barking deer is there. This was asked, where is it found? So many national parks are there where they are found. So you should remember barking deer, Chinese pangolin, Asian elephant, Royal Bengal tiger. Settlement and ethnic diversity. So many ethnic groups are there. Assam, Thai, Pake, and Burmese and non-indigenous Nepali communities are also there. Now the question related to this topic is, answer please. Joel, answer. Which of the statement is correct? Hmm? Difficult. D. 1 to 4. नहीं हुआ? 4 is correct. हाँ 4 is correct. वो अभी देखा ना. Just अभी देखा. इधर ही तो था ये. कहाँ है? ये अभी देखा ना. Sorry. किधर गया वो statement? Where is that statement? Adjacent. हाँ. Yes. And answer is what? 4 is correct. Fast. Guys, answer is what? D. B. 2 and 4. C is not correct. Why? 2004. National Park in 2020. 2020. Yeah. Mains question. It is known for its rich biodiversity and ethnic diversity. Discuss its ecological significance and challenges it faces. Preventive detention. Abhishek will answer this thing. What is preventive detention? Hirshad. Preventive detention is what? Look at the words. Preventive detention. Detention is what? Detain. You are being detained. Preventive is what? Preventive comes from prevent. Prevent means there is no crime that has been done, but future crime, like there is a possibility that in future something can happen. So for that thing, we are preventing someone from moving or from going somewhere. So we are keeping them as what? Captive. Okay. So preventing that person to go somewhere or move somewhere. Preventive detention for safety, security of the nation or a state or a region, right? By the name itself, it says preventive. It is for prevention. Preventive detention is draconian. Supreme Court is saying this. Okay. Why it is saying? Because Nagaland Home Department was doing this, observing this preventive detention. So Supreme Court quashed a preventive detention order by Nagaland's Home Department. And court is saying that detaining authorities must independently apply their minds before using this thing. Right? So they should use their mind. It is not like if you have been given power, you can do anything. Okay, what is preventive detention? Definition is detaining an individual without a trial or conviction by a court. So there is no crime that can be proved. But to prevent a crime, we are doing this for future offenses. That should be prevented. For that purpose, we are detaining someone. Okay. Why it is done? To maintain the social order or for public safety and used by government and states to tackle what? National security or law and order and essential services. Article 22 is very important. What is Article 22? Article 22 is part of what in our constitution? Fundamental rights articles. Which article to which article? Abhishek, fundamental rights. What all articles come under fundamental rights? 12 to 8 ना बोले ही जा रहे हैं अभिषेक से पूछ रही हूँ हाँ 12 to 35 sure what is article 12 you tell definition of a state article 21 article 26 28 29 minorities which article related to minorities which article related to minorities fundamental rights are very very important you should memorize every article 12 to 35 you should know exactly what is consisting of which thing linguistic minorities what article is talking about linguistic minorities what article is talking about education huh ठीक है life to or right to life and personal liberty article number 21 article 18 17 untouchability 18 titles 16 29 30 31 right to oppression opportunities loud बोला loud एक तो पीछे बैठे हो okay 22 is protection of arrested or detained individuals so this is also part of fundamental rights and it gives protection to the people who are arrested or detained what kind of protection it is giving so covers detention during criminal investigation and preventive detention law is there covers detention without two trials so there are two parts of this preventive detention law covers detention without trial and covers detention during criminal investigation now article 22 what it provides no preventive detention beyond 3 months unless an advisory body finds sufficient cause so no preventive detention should be extended beyond 3 months and after 3 months there has to be a sufficient cause for extension okay it is not like you are saying anything without any proof and you are detaining a person it should not be like that because fundamental right it is a fundamental right protection is granted next is the detainee should be informed for the reasons of detention detainee has the right to make a representation against detention and state may withhold reason if it is in public interest so state may withhold reasons if it is in public interest who can make laws on preventive detention Parliament power and state and parliament power. This is very important, guys, because it has been asked about preventive detention. Okay, so power should also be clear in the mind. Parliament has exclusive power for defense related things, foreign affairs and national security, and state and parliament, public order and essential services. Okay. Laws providing for preventive detention. NSA is there, unlawful. UAPA is there, unlawful activities, 1967. Public Safety Act, Jammu Kashmir, Maintenance of Internal Security, MESA. These all are preventive detention laws. Now, under these laws, up to 1 year detention can be done, observed without trial. Okay, next is orders are issued by designated authorities and periodic review by an advisory board. So advisory board has to be presented. So one significant cause should be provided to the advisory board after 3 months. Remember this thing. Okay. Next is prelims question. So what is the answer? Read all the statements and tell me the answer. Which of the following statement regarding PD is in India is correct? Hirshad, answer. Ashwant, Ajil, preventive detention is clear? What are the reasons for preventive detention? Who has the power to make laws on preventive detention? Parliament and state, right? And up to 12 months, they can detain a person, right? Answer, please. Irshad. First statement, is it correct? No? Why? How many are saying correct? Please raise your hand. Please raise your hand. How many of you are saying it is correct? Be confident. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong. No problem. Raise your hand. It's okay to be right also. Raise your hand. First is correct or not? Joel? First? Not correct? Why? Sorry, be loud. Other areas are public order, essential services, defense, and parliament's power for preventive detention is what? Batao. Defense, foreign affairs, national security. States and parliaments together, public order and essential services. Okay, public order and essential services. Article 22, second statement, is it correct? Provides a safeguard for preventive detention. Yes, it provides protection against preventive detention. Some rights are given. Parliament has exclusive power for maintaining public order. Correct? Correct, Abhishek? Exclusive power, public order. Read this statement carefully. This parliament has exclusive power. Parliament has exclusive power. Exclusive power means what? No other person has the power. Only parliament means only. So is only parliament allowed to make this preventive detention of public order? No, but state can also observe preventive detention against public order and essential services. So state can also legislate. State and parliament both. Public order. ठीक है? Exclusive means only. Okay? So this is wrong. Third is wrong. Answer is a detainee cannot challenge a. Fourth statement is what? Detainee cannot challenge a preventive detention order in court. Is it correct? No. Fundamental right is there. They can challenge. They have certain rights. What all rights are there? What all rights are there for a person who has been detained on PD? Article 22 gives what all rights? Right to representation is there. Next. To know the reason. To know the reason. Right? And any other right that has been given? Question, very, very important. You have to write this answer. Preventive detention is a necessary evil in a democracy. Critically analyze its implication on fundamental rights with suitable example. Very important question. You have to write this answer. Huh? Write proper answer. Madhav National Park. Very important topic. This is the 58th tiger reserve in India. 58. That is why it is very, very important. How many tiger reserves are there in India? Huh? Total? Very good, Ridhananda. What a presence of mind. Nobody say 58, yeah. Well done. Ritu. Anu, did you had breakfast? Huh? दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा है. Mind is not functioning. Okay. So total 58 tiger reserves are. Acha, you. Okay. 58 tiger reserves are there. Okay. Tiger is what? What is the significance of tiger in a food chain and in India? Wow. Very good. Any other thing? Second standard question. Yes, significance of tiger in India. Maintains the ecological balance and top predator. Does it come under top predator? India contributes how many percentage toward tiger preservation or tiger numbers? What percentage is there in India when we count for tigers? 50%, 70%, 90%, 100%, 100% तो होगा नहीं. चलो ये ऑप्शन एलिमिनेट करते हैं. 40%, 50%, 70% or 80%. What percentage of tiger population consists in India? 50, 80. The highest number of tigers are found in India. Madhav National Park in Madhya Pradesh becomes the 58th tiger reserve. Which state in India has the highest number of tiger reserves in India? These are the basic facts that you have to remember, okay? You cannot skip this thing. Which state? Jharkhand has highest number of tiger reserves. You? Yes, Ajil? Nothing? You can say no problem. Which state? Just guess. Bihar, West Bengal. You? Jharkhand. ये कहाँ से आ रहा है झारखंड? Where is it coming from? You? Wow. Correct. Nine tiger reserves are there in Madhya Pradesh. After Madhya Pradesh, which state? Karnataka. After Karnataka, Maharashtra. Okay. So top 3, top 5 you should remember, because tiger, we are performing really good in tiger numbers. So whatever achievement of India is there, it is every year important for you. So basic information is given. It is the 9th tiger reserve, currently home to 5 tiger. Madhya Pradesh is very important. There are many reasons. Okay. Madhav National Park, Madhya Pradesh, Shivpuri district. Historical significance is what? It used to be a hunting ground. What happened, Anu? Established in 1955, gained national park status in 1958. Flora and fauna, you can read. Falls under northern tropical dry deciduous mixed forests. This is fauna and aquatic life ecosystem. Nilgai, Chinkara, Chausinga, they all are found. Chital, Sambar, barking deer. See, we saw barking deer in which national park? National park name? Dehing. Which river? Dehing river. Okay, adjacent to which wildlife sanctuary? Namdapha. Okay, very good. Okay. Significance of the new tiger reserve is what? Madhya Pradesh is called as the tiger state of India. Easy to understand? 9 tiger reserves. Madhya Pradesh has now 9 tiger reserves and tiger state of India, and this will help us in boosting the tiger conservation. What is ecotourism, guys? Ecotourism definition. This can be asked. Definitions is like very interesting and favorite topic of UPSC, asking definition. And sometimes we assume that we know the definition. By looking at this term, you might be knowing I know. But tell me the definition, I want to know. Ecotourism. Ecotourism is what? Very good. Any other aspect? Ecotourism is ecological tourism. But what do we take care under this thing? Ecological tourism. Very good. Without harming the ecology. Well done. Sustainable tourism. So we focus on the sustainable tourism part. Okay. So it will help us in ecotourism opportunities also, and it will strengthen wildlife corridors. Okay. Now question time. Who will answer this question? Jasim. Answer. Basic fact. First statement is related to basic fact. Which statement is correct? Means question is not there. Okay. Jasim? B. What? B. 2 and 3. Why first is not the answer? Anu, answer? Confused. Abhishek, क्या आंसर है? D. All of the above. 1, 2, 3. हाँ? दिखा? नहीं दिखा? देखो फिर. पढ़ो, ये स्टेटमेंट पढ़ो. किधर है? हाँ, ये वाला साइड पढ़ो. लोकेशन. Last line. Done? Read? Now read the statements. हाँ. Answer is 2 and 3. Who is saying 2 and 3? You guys. Okay. Why not 1? Huh? Huh? Why not 1? Answer, why not 1? The region is different, no? This is not there, Bundelkhand. Which are the hills? Shivpuri is the district. Vindhyan. Vindhyan Hills. Location is what? So 2 and 3 is the correct. This temple is in news. Tamil Nadu. Jalantheswarar temple. This needs restoration. Naiva? Name of the temple is? Huh? Sorry, loud. Okay. So this temple is in news. It needs restoration. Why it needs restoration? Because it is related to the Chola history. Cholas. Okay. Cholas. Do you know Cholas? Anu, have you heard of the dynasty Chola? Who were they? Who were they? What is the significance of Chola dynasty, guys? Chola dynasty significance? Abhishek, कुछ सुना है इसके बारे में? Irshad, do you know anything about Chola dynasty? क्या जानते हो? Good. Architecture is there. Then, Irshad, any point? Significance of Chola dynasty. Great builders, architecture. And what about military part? Great navy. They ruled foreign territories. They were the first Cholas to rule what? To gain control over the foreign lands, right? And They took Dravidian architecture to the zenith. Zenith means highest level of excellence. Okay, so Dravidian architecture was started by Pallava dynasty and it was taken to the maximum level by the Cholas. Okay, so this temple is in Tamil Nadu and it is very important and religious also significance is there and it needs restoration, urgent need. So location we know and it is dedicated. So whenever any temple is in news, it becomes important. Why? First of all, because of location. Second, deity. Which deity is there? Main idol. Dedicated to which god? It is to Lord Shiva. It is represented in a lingam made of sand. Made of sand. And it should not be touched. Okay. So, historical and architectural feature, it is related to the Dravidian style of architecture. Dravidian style of architecture, it has gopurams, it has boundary walls. So, there are specific characteristics of Dravidian style and Nagra style. So, when we talk about architecture, there are three types. Northern side, Nagra style is there. Southern side, Dravidian style is there. And central India, Vesra style is there. Okay, so three type of architecture is famous. Then there are sub styles. Okay, regional based styles are also there. It was initially built by Pallavas, expanded by Cholas. We see in history that anywhere we find a temple, there will be multiple dynasties coming and then doing what? Extending it, adding features related to their dynasty, related to their ruler. So this was also the case. Temple complex, three-tiered gopuram is there and features concentric granite walls. Sculptures are there. So it is related to Dravidian architectural style. This is the contribution of Sambandars. So he was a Shaiva poet saint from Tamil Nadu only. This can be asked that this saint was in news from which state? Okay, what is his significance? So he composed 16,000 hymns and glorified Shiva temples. Challenges are what? It needs maintenance. Question. Abhishek, answer do. Adi, you answer this question. 2 and 3 is correct. 2 and 3 is correct. First is not correct. First is correct. 3 is correct. First, what about first statement? Very good. So it was initially built by Pallavas, expanded by Cholas. Okay, first statement is not correct. So elimination technique. 2 and 3 is the correct answer. क्या हुआ? बताओ क्या चल रहा है? What? Discuss the historical cultural significance of the temple and what steps should be taken to preserve the site. Khanjar 12 exercise is in news. Kyrgyzstan Joint Special Forces exercise Khanjar 12. So this name is important. Okay, between which countries, among which countries, and location of Kyrgyzstan is also important. So whenever any country is in news, you should see the other countries also, the bordering countries of the country that is mentioned, right? Location is very important. Whenever any country is in news, any island is in news, go and check the map and then see the location. Okay, Indian Army contingent departs for India Kyrgyzstan Joint Special Forces exercise Khanjar 12. So this is the 12th edition and aim is what? Same, enhancing interoperability, supporting and cooperation among the forces operation. So it is the 12th annual and this is what? Annual joint exercise. Every year it is happening and India and Kyrgyzstan are taking participation. When did it start? 2011 and alternatively it is happening in India and Kyrgyzstan. Then again India, then again Kyrgyzstan. Objective is strengthening, enhancing, and improving each other's operations. Okay, supporting, cooperating. And these are the training modules that are given. Cultural and diplomatic encouragement is also there. Whenever any country is engaging on any platform, there are not only one specific or one basis of engagement. There are multiple dimensions of engagement, friendly relations, right? So other aspects are what? Bilateral relation, defense, strategic ties is getting strengthened between these two countries. Strategic ties means what? Strategic ties. Remember the meaning of every word. Try to understand the word meaning. Strategic means based on the location. Okay, based on the location. And defense, we already know. Military to military cooperation in Central Asia. Why this is important? Kyrgyzstan is part of Central Asia. What impact will it have? The engagement of these two countries. It will impact the relations of both these countries and other countries also. Definitely there is going to be an impact about India also. Global image, do you remember? Eh? Can you connect to this thing? So interlinking is very important. Cultural exchange is what? Include celebration like Nowruz, Kyrgyz New Year festival. Nowruz is celebrated in India. By which community? This is Kyrgyz New Year festival. But Nowruz is celebrated in India also. By? And find this answer. Nowruz is celebrated in India by which community? And who started celebrating Nowruz in India? Okay. Very important fact related to history. Who started celebrating Nowruz in India? When was it started? Now the question. Prelims question is answer. Joel. Jokius, answer. Answer of the question, Jokius. Is the first statement correct? Who's saying no? Very good. First is not correct. First is not correct. It was initiated in 2011, but in which country? Which state? Himachal Pradesh, Nahan. Okay. So India. Okay. That reaction was very nice. So first statement is wrong. Answer is B. 2 and 3. Okay. Mains question. Discuss the significance of military exercises in strengthening defense and strategic relation with Central Asian nation. This is important. You have to understand that it will be having a larger impact on the Central Asia region. What impact? That you have to find. Okay. And Central Asian countries are comprised of what all countries? Find this question also. Central Asian countries. Name of the Central Asian countries. Write this. Name of Central Asian countries. And if you can make a map, rough map, representing countries, that will also be good. Global arms trade. Which country is the largest importer of arms? Largest importer of arms. Which country? India is second largest importer. Which country is the largest importer? Ukraine. Ukraine is the largest importer of arms. Importer of arms, okay? And India is the second largest importer. From 2019 to 2023, India was the largest importer of arms. 2019 to 23, India was the largest importer of arms. Ukraine has replaced India now, okay? Now India is the second largest. SIPRI report, okay? And one major important information related to this is that imports from Russia are declining. Still, it is the highest or lowest? Imports from Russia. At 36%, you already covered this topic. At 36%, imports from Russia made up largest share of Indian import. It is 36% only. Still, it is the largest. If we compare countries, Russia is contributing the largest in arms import. It used to be more than 70% previously, but it is declining. Still, Russia is the largest importer for us. Okay? Exporter for us. Okay? So there are some basic facts that you have to remember. 1 or 2 or 3 countries which are the largest importer. And then India's arms import fell by 9.3%. Why is this happening? Did you try to find the answer? Why arms import is declining and India came at the second number? Is it good or bad? Who's saying bad? Is it good or bad? Guys, Jasim? Jasim, India's arm export declined. Is it good or bad? India's how it is good? Very good. Atmanirbharta, right? We are becoming Atmanirbhar. If we are importing less, means self-sustainment, independent, right? Do you link things now? Independence is there. Can you survive alone? No. But yeah, self-sufficiency is important. We should not be that much relying also on some other country. So this is happening because of Atmanirbharta, Make in India, all this initiative in defense sector. Yes or no? Okay. So domestic defense production is the answer. Domestic defense arms import is declining. Domestic defense production is increasing. Key trends are what? Ukraine became the largest importer and received 8.8 of global arms import. India second largest. Pakistan 61% growth was witnessed. Japan, Australia, China dropped out for the first time. This is also important. Trend. China dropped out of the top 10 for the first time. Russia is the largest supplier still, and India was the biggest arm export destination for Russia and France. Next is India received 28% of the France's arms export. Russia's how much percentage is coming to India? 36%. Okay. Okay. US is dominating the arms export, and France overtook Russia as the largest. This is also very important. US is at the number 1 and France is at the number 2. ठीक है? Okay. Second largest arms exporter. Russia's major arms recipient countries are India, China, and Kazakhstan. Where is Kazakhstan? Which region? Central Asia. What is the significance of this thing? This trend is important. Global arms transfer volume remained stable with Europe and America increasing import. Significance for India. What are the significance of this thing, of this trend for India? So it is showing that we are domestically producing. Okay. Second thing is Atmanirbharta in defense. Strategic, guys, strategic diversification is also there, right? We are not only totally dependent on Russia now, there are many partners, right? Balancing arm imports by procuring it from France and the US. Less reliance on Russia. So healthy balance is being maintained. Balanced approach. Okay. Next is China out of top 10 list in the arms import means self-reliance, right? So China is also self-reliance in defense production. Now answer. Who will give the answer? Leher. Answer this question. Leher. India was the largest arms importer in 2022-24. First is correct or not? Leher, why are you confused? Second is France overtook Russia, the second largest arms exporter. Leher, second statement, correct or not correct? Correct. Third, correct or not correct? Correct. Why first is confusing? 2024 report came in 2025. This is March month. So what is the answer? India, is it the largest arms importer? No. India is the second largest. 2023, largest. 2024, second largest. Ukraine, largest. Okay. So answer is B. Question. Discuss the trend in global arms trade as reported by CIPRI for 2022-24 and how does this second part is important. How does India's position as the second largest arms importer impact its defense strategy and foreign policy? Okay. Northeast Center for Technology Application and Reach, NECTAR. Full form is very important. Northeast Center for Technology Application and Reach. So Northeast to become India's next saffron hub. Saffron. Saffron cultivation. Where is it happening currently? Saffron, you know, Kashmir. So it is going to be cultivated in Northeast also. Northeast has so many opportunities. We were talking about development, right? Economic growth is important or sustainable development is important. We were discussing about this thing, right? So Northeast, whatever the environment or ecological significance is there, whatever its possible best things are there, we should utilize those things, the climatic condition and everything. So saffron is suited. We can cultivate saffron there. So that because of this thing, this initiative is being taken, right? Bamboo cultivation can be done. So there are so many initiatives, schemes that are going on because of this cultivation and production thing. Foundation stone laid for NECTAR's permanent campus in Shillong. This is important, Shillong and NECTAR's permanent campus. What is the full form of NECTAR? Northeast Center for Technology, Adaptation, Application and Reach. Okay, remember this full form. Aims to boost, it is talking about technology application and reach also, accessibility, okay, in Northeast. So full form we know, established in 2014 under Ministry of Science and Technology. Autonomous body, very, very important. What is NECTAR? It is an autonomous body under Department of Science and Technology. Headquarters is in Shillong and Meghalaya. So what is the aim? Socio-economic development, to promote technology-driven socio-economic development. So this is the correct way to achieve development. Harshad? Okay, development and economic growth. So whatever is suited best for a location or a region, that should be done. Bridge the gap between institution and grassroots innovation. Encourage sustainable agricultural practices. Not everywhere same level of development can be done. So agricultural sustainable practices can be done like saffron and bamboo. Okay, find the scheme related to bamboo cultivation in Northeast. What is the scheme called? Related to bamboo cultivation in Northeast, the scheme that government is promoting in Northeast. Okay, technology in agriculture, expanding saffron to Northeast, similar to lavender farming in Jammu and Kashmir. Drone technology will be used, supports Swamitwa program for land record management. So this is a new system, digital land record management is happening in India. Yes or no? Land record management. This is also very good initiative. Promotes bamboo and honey production. So eco-friendly, we are trying to boost eco-friendly industries in Northeast India, which is very important initiative. Okay, significance. What is the significance of this thing in Northeast India? What will happen? Growth will be there, sustainable growth will be there, technology driven growth will be there, right? Agricultural innovation, when this will happen, then employment generation, obviously people will have more money at their hands. So it will lead to economic growth. Local economy will also be boosted. Aditya, answer. Autonomous body. Is it an autonomous body? Which ministry? Ministry, Babu. Right. Department? Department of Science and Technology. Right? Okay. Mains question. Discuss the role of Northeast Center. NECTAR's role in promoting technology-driven socio-economic development. Suggest measures to enhance its impact. Write the answer. Okay. Class is over now. I'll see you next week. Please read the PDF well, revise it, and try to read all the important topics so that when you come in the class, revision is done. Okay? Not like you're seeing the topic for the first time. Hmm? Take care.